life is more about the journey and the progression in the journey than it necessarily about the outcome. And what I mean by that is I hope that you can learn when you're struggling, when you're excelling, and when you're having fun in life, that you can truly be happy where you're at. It may be hard.
Yeah.
It may suck a little bit. But one of the things, my wife will actually laugh at this, the first number of years in our marriage, we could not work on a project together without fighting. It was the most unbelievable thing. It was either me wanting to do it my way or her wanting to do it her way, but we just couldn't figure it out. And one of the things that have really prided in our relationship is we have learned to work really well together, and overcome things together. And I just don't think there's anything in life that we can't overcome. I think that I would be remiss if I didn't share where I think that strength comes from. And I think that comes from Jesus Christ and my relationship with God. And that's been something that I haven't had my whole life. And Matt is a big reason for that. And I'm grateful because I draw strength off of faith in believing in something that can't be seen and knowing that there's more. And it's given me purpose to my life. And that purpose drives me when I'm stuck. That purpose has driven me when I'm lonely. That purpose has driven me when I've been afraid. That purpose has driven me when I don't know what to do next or where to go. And that is one of the greatest things. And it actually came out of one of the worst situations in my life, which I was descending down Bogus Basin Hill on a little road bike with 1/4-inch wide tires and spandex. And I wrecked my bike at 42 miles an hour, and I impacted a cement barrier that's used to safeguard cars from going off cliffs. And that was in my cycling days. And I laid there broken and bleeding. And you can only imagine the questions you ask yourself. The first question I thought about was, am I going to die? And I certainly wasn't ready for that. And the second question I asked myself is, if I were going to die, am I ready to meet the big man upstairs? And the answer to that question is, I was not. I wasn't. So I made a commitment right then that I was going to live a different life, that I was going to start being a light in a world that is somewhat dampened by darkness, and that I was going to start empowering others to step into their greatness. And that helped shape my mission, my relationship with God and Jesus Christ. But also this one moment, my mission now is to empower others to step into their light. And it's a gift that I've been given. And I love living into that mission. It guides me and it directs me, and it's helped create and shape who I am today. So from a work perspective, I jumped in. I was an entrepreneur, owned multiple different companies. I created a consulting business. I've been consulting in industry for a number of years, almost 20 plus years. And then was a president of a large financial service company as well that had over 350 employees. So I've been there and done that, and I've experienced and I've learned a lot. The majority of my learning experiences I will share is not my wins. The majority of my learning experiences have been the challenges and the losses and the scrapes and the bruises, because it forces me to change.
Yeah.
And so that's really, it's gotten me to where I am now. And then in my consulting, Matt and I collaborated, and he invited me to do something really amazing. And that was to work with him in a company that he created called Swivel, which helps develop CRM and options and opportunities in a somewhat underserved population, with a technological tool that can truly influence change in lives of agents and advisors alike.
Yeah, that's great. Well, yeah. So there's a couple things that were going through my head when you're sharing your story. And you've had a lot of challenges and you've overcome a lot. You're incredibly disciplined. But what do you do when you're not happy?
Oh man, I think that when people become unhappy, I think a lot of times they're focused on themselves and they're trapped. And I would say the thing that I do when I'm unhappy, the first thing I do is I get up and move. I'm going to go work out. I've got to do something like, that I don't want to be stuck and I don't want to lay down. And I've learned that when I lay down and I stay stuck, nothing good comes of that. But I think that the catalyst that propels me out of that, Matt, is serving other people. How can I get out of myself? What can I do? Who can I help? How can I smile, hug someone, change somebody's life? And for a moment while I'm serving, it makes me focus less about myself and focus more on other people.